for me, the struggle is just like kind of like figuring out that you're actually lonely. Because I think it's like so many things, because at the same time, it's like now everything, it's like everybody's depressed, everybody has anxiety, everybody's lonely. And it's like maybe that's true and we just never talked about it before. But I think the challenge for me is kind of like figuring out like which of those I am even. You know, like a lot of times it's like, you know, why am I in a funk? Like things are going well. Like I've been in places where things have been a lot worse and I've felt better. And so that is always for me kind of like one of those things where I'm like, wait, why? And then like, you know, obviously anybody that watches the news and all that stuff, there's a lot of like tumultuous things happening. You know what I mean? Like it's very difficult to kind of deal with those types of things, which also have nothing to do with your daily life. So maybe that is kind of like a trigger. And really for dealing with loneliness, aside from obviously writing a poem about it, which I published on the New Miamian, like I figured out this morning that it's like the way that I get over it is by stop dwelling and start doing. So it's like, you know, when I was like feeling down or whatever, like last week when I wrote that poem, it wasn't like a place of distress. It was like a place of like ennui, where it's just like, it just was like not, you know, I wouldn't say it's either, you know, a peak or a valley. It was just somewhere in between. Very, you know, some would call it a funk. I know that's what me and my friends kind of call it when we talk about it. But I've realized that it's like if I sit and think about being lonely, like I will only be more lonely. Because it's like you're literally thinking by yourself in a room. Like, how is that helping? So I think that for me, like I started realizing that it's like, okay, just like do activities. You know what I mean? Like going jogging or going to work out, like just being around people. Being around people when you're lonely, I think is kind of like there's two things that you could think about it. I think a lot of the times that I stay home like on a weekend where I'm usually pretty tired, and if I'm not visiting with family, I'm probably like just vegging out and catching up on TV. But like when I'm like laying on the couch like with my dogs and just like watching TV over the weekend, obviously my mind goes to like, you know, there's people walking literally in front of my apartment with each other, having fun, talking, catching up. And I'm like, why am I not doing that? Like I do hang out with friends, but it's not like a scheduled thing all the time. Like I'm pretty much alone. And then when a friend calls or when I make plans with them or whatever, we'll hang out, but it's not like a I don't have like a friends central perk situation. Maybe nobody does, I don't know. But my issue with leaving the house when I'm feeling lonely is that I get in my head about being out alone. like it does, like for work, I definitely take my laptop to a cafe, you know, and I'll work for like a few hours straight, because, you know, like it's like the puppies don't bother me and stuff like that. And it's like if I have a conference call, I think it's more professional, you know, a visual call to be you know, with a nice retail background, just more businessy, I don't know. But like my thing is when I don't have anything to do and I'm out and about, like it's like I don't know if I feel lonely. I think it's more just the idea that I will feel embarrassed about being alone if I'm like, you know, going to Lincoln Road by myself to go shopping. Like, you know, I do that, but I do get in my head about it sometimes and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like walking down the street again by myself where people are like, you know, who is this person and why is he always alone? I mean, that's just where my head goes. It's probably not what people think at all. People, I'm sure, do not even notice my existence because everybody's either on their phone or thinking about themselves. But nonetheless, aside from kind of feeling lonely when I go out, I do think being doing more than dwelling is like my little mantra for right now. Like literally even doing this video, I had never even thought about doing this type of thing, but I'm like, why not? Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure a bunch of people, like even the loneliness poem, like I was very like, should I write this? Like, not that is this a thing, because you kind of hear it all the time, but I think it's like, I think it's hard to take like something that a lot of people are going through and then like contextualize it like within your life. I don't know, maybe it's like embarrassing, or it's like one of those things that you want to hide kind of like underneath, and you don't really want like people to know that you're feeling lonely. Or for me, like I deal with perfectionism and stuff like that, so it's like I do want to kind of like seem like that I have it together all the time. But I mean, obviously I don't, you know, and I think that what I'm learning now with like the self-reflection is just that it's like, I do need to talk about the things that bother me. You know what I mean? I do need to talk about the things that it's like, Like even if I'm feeling lonely, like I will immediately call a friend, like and be like, let's hang out, you know, make plans or whatever. Again, like I've been dwelling, and I think now I just want to focus on doing. Even if it's literally reading a book, like I don't care. I just want to, whenever I think I'm being lonely, I want to do something and see what changes. And maybe I'll document it, and if you've had this experience or whatever, you kind of want to share your own like troubleshooting for when you're kind of feeling down or alone, definitely share them in the comments. I don't know if there's anything else I have to say about this. How could you feel lonely with this cute puppy?